Hey YouTube, Do-It-Yourself Junkie 369 here, and today is day 47 of our RV-10 build, and we're getting ready, now that the Pro Seal has set up on everything, we're ready to continue on with working on the rudder. So we're back to working just purely on the rudder, and the two elevators can get set aside while I finish the rudder section. Just in case you're wondering, I let this dry for 2 days because I was busy with my class. And pulling the clecos out, I can tell that it still hasn't completely set, but it has set up enough to move on in the instructions. Although it might actually be set. It has a lot of flex to it, so I can't. It's more of a putty than a like hardened glue. It's more like RTV. So basically what I was doing in that step was taking cutter and number 40 bit and going in there and cleaning out any RTV inside the hole and in the dimple area where the rib head's going to sit, because you don't want that well, it's not RTV, sorry, the Pro Seal. You don't want that Pro Seal under the head of the rivet, causing that rivet to be not structural. And unfortunately my little triangle stool broke, so I guess when I get my new sewing machine in, that'll be one of the things that I fix. Instead of that nylon that I have on there, I'll replace it with some 1000 denier Cordura. And when you're doing that, you want to be real careful, especially with that cutter. You don't want to remove any of the aluminum. You're just basically scraping the Pro Seal off, which should be fairly easy because it doesn't really want to bind to any surface that it hasn't been roughed up. So the inside of these dimples should be fairly smooth, and it should just kind of peel right off of that surface. So up here at the top shear clip, make sure you get the right holes. There's there's two sets of holes up here, and it's the topmost two that you want to rivet right now. That is the one that matches up with the shear clip. The other set of holes, the lower set, are for the counterweight rib that hasn't been attached yet. So make sure you get the right ones on that. And you can reach, there's a lightning hole just beneath those. If you reach in, you can feel the bottom two holes and see that there's nothing matching up with them. So sticking a rivet in them right now would be kind of useless. Okay, so I'm getting ready to rivet the trailing edge here. For that, it says use a small diameter flush set. It says the one out of the C-frame will work as long as you support this bottom end. You want to start out square on the rivet, and then as you set, you change the angle of it to match the outside of the skin. And then the other part of that is you want to turn the pressure way down on the rivet gun. So at the regulator, I set it to about 15 psi. I was running about 30 to set these rivets normally. And then other than that, it says weigh it down, take your time, and keep it straight. It does say you should take about 3 seconds to set one of these. Based on what I'm seeing there, I've got the pressure set too low. Now that I have half of these done, I only did half because I want to alternate sides. It's totally okay if you do it all one side. Most people will put it flush heads on the left side. That way the nicer of the two sides is facing the pilot side. I wanted to alternate, kind of make it look good that way. And I figured that way I have half the manufactured heads on one side and half the manufactured heads on the other side, hopefully making it just a little bit stronger. But obviously there have been hundreds, I think there's somewhere around 400 aircraft built with all the manufacturer heads on one side. So basically right here I'm doing extra work for the sake of looking good and possibly a little bit of extra strength that's not needed. Alternating sides like this probably makes it harder to keep the edge straight. But so far it looks like I'm doing a pretty good job. That edge looks laser straight. And that's pretty much it. Trailing edge is done. All we got left is to finish the counterweight install and curl the front over and rivet that together. It should be fairly straightforward and easy stuff to do. Okay, so the next step is to roll the leading edge. I don't have the pipe to do that. I need to go pick one up at the store. I don't believe I have the pipe to do that. It says an inch in diameter, inch and a quarter diameter. I do have some pipe up there. I should go check out and see what size it is. Once I figure out where I left my tape measure at. Okay, that's a pretty weird coincidence. I happen to have some pipe that's 1.25 inches sitting over in the corner. And when you go to the store, take your tape measure with you because you want 1.25 inch outside diameter. This is 1 inch schedule 40. And if you find some of it, it'll probably be about 1/16 over 1.25 inch. That's probably going to be as close as you can get it. So next step will be to go in and create some holes in this thing so that I can line it up with this and just cleco it in and use those clecos to hold it in place while I twist it. And we're pretty close to changing out my number 40 bit. So I'll probably use it to drill this PVC. PVC is really abrasive on cutting instruments. So after I drill this, I'm probably going to throw my first bit in the trash. Because drilling through this PVC should really finish off whatever edge it has left on it. So before I forget, I'm going to turn up the pressure. I'm running real slow right there. I forgot to turn the pressure off after doing the turn the pressure up after doing the trailing edge riveting. And then when rolling this leading edge, I'm going to want to do the top pieces first. So I need to go in and move that piece of PVC up higher. And we're going to roll it as far as you can, and when you let go there's going to be some spring back. That's just how metal is. There's nothing you can do except for roll it further to shape it all the way down. The only problem with that is, because of how you're rolling it, you won't be able to roll it further. So I just expect some spring back, and it's, in my mind, it's to get that initial shape so that I can curl it over and cleco through it, and the clecos are going to hold it together and in its final shape. So I rolled that over 180 degrees basically, and there's still some spring back, taking it just past 90. So instead of being down here where it needs to be, it's up here. There versus there. And it's not that large of a deal, I think. Like I said, it's just to get that shape in there so when you can cleco together and hold it in place. And when you hold it together, it should get you the shape that you need. At least that's how I understand it. We'll see tomorrow when I finish this up. I might be completely wrong. And one of these edges needs a slight bend to it so that it lays down flat instead of bowing up. when you have the two pieces come together. And I'm going to put that on this side. And I'm going to do that before I bend this side over. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. And it doesn't matter what side goes on top. I literally did it that way because it exactly matches the picture in the manual. You could have the other side overlapping per the instructions. Well, that's going to end up being the end of this video. I'm trying to cut these shorter so I have less editing to do and shorter videos for you guys. So instead of 3 days, I'm going to cut it back to 2 days. I'll finish this up tomorrow or in the next video for you guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the thumbs up button if you did. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thanks to the 188 subscribers that are already out there. I know not all of you are watching me build an airplane. Some of you here are here for reviews. I have a couple more of those coming up soon. One should be for a holster, and I can't. Oh, I have a new sewing machine sewing up. So I have a new sewing machine showing up. So I should be reviewing that, running it through the same test that I did the other sewing machines. This is the Genome Heavy Duty 3000 that I wanted. The only deal is it's not the black edition I was hoping to get. Couldn't find those anywhere. Other than that, thanks for watching. And if you decide to build one of these for yourself and you like the videos and feel that I've helped you out in making a choice, please go ahead and use my builder number. Vans will give me $100 as kind of a finder's fee. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just a thank you from Vans to me getting out there and like sharing my love of the aircraft and showing other people that, hey, they can do this. Other than that, I can't wait to finish this rudder, move on to the elevators, get those finished up. And at that point, I'll be halfway done with this kit. Unfortunately, I haven't looked at my finances. I'm pretty sure I do not have enough to buy the wing kit outright just yet. I'm pretty close, but the whole stock market and COVID-19 thing kind of screwed up a lot of my stocks that I was planning on selling off. So now I'm holding on to them and trying to wait for that to climb back up out of the hole that it's in. It's close, but I'm not quite back there yet. See you in the next video.